All right, we should be live. So, today I'm going to be finishing off the shopping cart project, I really hope. So that's going to be our main priority for today, is to finish the shopping cart. And yeah. So, how's it going, Nebula? Welcome in. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. There's a few things on my list that I need to get through. And I think the first is to get this cart counter working. So I'm going to work on that. So let's start. You're in really early, my friend. But that's good to see. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so let's get reoriented here. So I was gonna put it in the store, right? Get cart item total, but this function wasn't working. So what if we put it right in the, like when we press a button, add to cart. What if we have, okay, because then that's going to be a problem, is accessing that data. So it's not in the nav, it'd be in the button. Be in the on-click function. Yeah, because the nav's got to have the total cart items. So the nav bar has got to calculate that. And I got to figure out how to do that. So when the button is pressed in the shop, or I guess it's the product card, right? So when this is pressed here, and we add a cart item, we have to then trigger this number to change. So I wonder if we can do, maybe we do a property here. So let's get rid of this. Let's just put like nothing here. Doesn't really matter. And then we'll use this, we'll do this as a property. And then we'll do total items is a number. And then we'll add that here. And then we'll initialize it to 0. And then inside of this add cart item, we'll update the total items. Which we should probably we should probably set this to some utility function. Maybe we make it a helper function outside of the use cart store. The only problem with that though is actually getting the item. Let's just do it like this for now. So this needs to be like this. So total items will be items dot for each, I think. I wonder if I actually need the getter for that. Yo, Osei, welcome in. I might wonder if I need the getter for this, because I need the zoo stand is what zoo stand docs. I don't know if I'll just leave this open. Yeah, right now we're working on the the total items counter in the for the shop. So when you add items to cart, the use cart store state keeps track of the total number of items that are in the cart, which includes all of the item numbers, or sorry, all the item contents and their quantities. So I just need a simple utility function like get.items.map, or not map, .for each item. And then we need to like have an accumulator or something. So I wonder if I can actually make this a function, because we're going to need some sort of variable to accumulate the quantities, right? We can't just use it because this is like assigning it as an object state here. So I wonder if I can actually like put in a function. I actually don't know exactly how to approach this. Or if I should get a return. I should probably make a utility function. Let's just do that for now, and then we can clean it up later. Calculate item total. Let's just do this, and then we'll say items as a list of cart item. And then we'll just pass that in, and we'll do let total equal 0, and then items dot for each item total plus equals item dot quantity, and then return total. And then we can call that here get dot items. Okay, that doesn't work. Finally, the YT chat loaded. Nice, let's go. Oh, it's state dot items. I can actually do that. Calculate item total. What's the problem here? Oh, is it this? That's a problem. Okay. Cool. I didn't need a get semicolon. Okay, so then we have that utility function, and then now this should theoretically work. So we can grab the total item state from the used cart store and then put that in the nav. So we'll say total items, and then we'll get state is state.total items. And then we'll put that in here. Been here this whole time reloading the chat frame and pressing F5. Dang. Yeah, it's really shitty that the YouTube chat client is so bad, because like I would stream other places. I like YouTube only because of its reach, right? But only my internet was better. We'll see when I move. This is the weird thing with my new place is I'm a little bit worried about it, only because internet is included, which I didn't really want, because I want to have my own subnet that I can control, right? Like with a router. YT is good though, good bit rate. Yeah, that's true. It is. But anyway, as I was saying, my new apartment has included internet, which I don't know what that looks like, because our landlords are being kind of not nice right now. Our new landlords, they're like taking forever to get back to us and stuff. Just about like booking elevators for like moving and shit. But yeah, I don't know what the internet situation is going to be. I might need to like figure that. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be weird, but you know, we'll make do. You have shared internet there, so I don't know, Tyler. I don't know what I think it's going to be, and I don't know how this works for sure, but I think what they do is they've wired APs directly in the building. So I hope that we get our own like, you know, thing that I can firewall or something, like some sort of subnet that I can, that's like just a 2-hour apartment, right? But I don't know. I have no idea. But it was, again, rental market sucks. It was the only, you know, it's a nice place, whatever. Well, we'll see what I have to do. I'm not 100% sure. Just get your own line then. The thing is it's a new build, so I don't even know if there's like DSL or anything. I don't know if you can hook anything up. Because like with my old student housing, like it was DSL. There was a DSL line, but that was also like a really old building. But I think they've put the APs in the roof or in the ceiling, and then they've run it through, and then it's kind of like a corporate. I don't fucking know. It's not included with the rent, which is a nice benefit, or not. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. We don't have to pay for it extra, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of pissing me off, and I've reached out to our landlords. DSL in 2026, yeah. Well, it was all they had because the building was old. Which is unfortunate. There was a fiber optic cable on the road because this was like, you know, in a city. So there was fiber optic, but there wasn't what was I gonna say? The building didn't have the infrastructure, and the landlord was too cheap to connect it. So it wasn't too bad though. I had like 100 or 80 to 100 megabit per second down, which was acceptable. It wasn't super fast, but it was acceptable. But anyway, okay, so now let's, you should just be able to get the ISP to run the infrastructure on your dime. I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to somebody. the thing is, I don't even know like what the situation is. So I have to like, I have to talk to somebody in the building. But the problem is whenever we need to, anytime we want to talk to somebody in this building, we have to run it through the landlord, and our landlords are like real estate investors, so they don't give a shit about their tenants, right? And then we only realized that like after we signed the lease because we wanted to get a place. So this landlord is like not getting back to us, so it's already giving me a headache, and I haven't even moved in. So like it's interesting because like if you had asked me a couple years ago, I would have been like, oh, you know, I'm okay with renting whatever, right? No, now I'm like, I get why people buy shit, man, because like dealing with landlords and like dealing with people is such a headache. Like I just want to have control over my own shit. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but it's just kind of a rant because it's been kind of ongoing these days. Okay, so if I add, say we add one item here, and I add it to cart, so it's in my cart, but this doesn't update. Still. Then I add it to cart again. Oh, but it did update. All right, because it's the thing's delayed, right? So yeah, it's gonna delay the updating of this state, which is gonna be annoying. Because of the stupid way that React does state management. Not sure how I can rectify that. Really is. People suck, dude. It's fun to get a cool landlord, though. Yeah, I mean, my student housing landlord, the first one was scary. First one was scary and whatever, but the second one was good. My second landlord for student housing was good. And she had, like, a building manager person that was even nicer. So that building manager person, like, we were buddies. Yeah, so it's interesting. So if I click this, so I have 10, but it said I think I actually have 11 in my cart, right? 8 plus 11. Yeah, so it's only updating. It's updating one click behind, right? Which is the annoying part. So this total items is lagged by because of the way state updates. So when we press this add cart item gets run. And then the state updates, and then it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's because it doesn't update total items. I'm not 100% sure. I need to deal with that. But I think, yeah. So if I don't press any other buttons, then okay. Yeah, it's because of the way React updates state. So basically, what happens is. Let me put it this way. So this function runs, and then it sees that the function ran inside of this product card, and then it refreshes the state of, I think it even maybe refreshes the state of the cart store. But the problem is when this gets fetched, it doesn't, I don't know, it's like one state update behind. I don't know, it's like a weird situation. So I don't know how to rectify that, because if I get the items, because like if let's just get the items here, items, and then I use cart store, because I wonder if I can calculate it locally. Because if I get the items and then I do items.length, I wonder if that updates in time. It probably doesn't though, I'd imagine. So if we add to cart, oh, see, but then that does it instantly. Interesting. So what I might need to do is I might need to calculate total items locally. Yeah, you should be able to calc locally. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to try that. Because I think calculating inside of this is causing trouble. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a copy of the items list from the cart store, right? That's what this use cart store. It's almost like a hook, right? And then from that local copy, because this is updating, so there should be 3 items in my cart. Yeah, there are 3. And then if okay, so then I should be able to calculate that like as a local thing. So but I need to do that like, I don't know where necessarily. Because I mean, I could do it in here, but that would be messy. Or I could just call a function and like I could do like const total items equals 0. But then this probably needs to be as a state, right? So I could do a state in the nav, but then the problem is the nav, I don't know if the nav, I want the state to live in the nav. That's the trouble. I don't really care actually at this point. I'm just gonna do the state in the nav. It's not the most elegant thing, but you know, I'm kind of past caring at this point. I want the project to be done. Okay, so then that's good. And then what I can do here is I can do I'll do const update total items, and then I can just do items dot or return. No, I think I need to actually put it in. So I need to get like a temp variable, total, new total, and then I do and then I need to do that map thing again. Create a cart context so any component can grab the count without passing props through every layer. Yeah, I wonder if I could do that. Actually, I could probably do that in the root. That's a good idea. The problem, here's the thing. Okay, so this there's a little bit of a wrinkle in that, and that's a good idea. However, we'd be doing, that was, okay, so let me back up a little bit. The reason we did this zoo stand, so this is zoo stand, right? So this was to have shared state to replace context for the cart data, right? And so this has, you know, properties, like items is a property, okay? And then these functions, which are also properties. And we built this with ZooStand to do state management instead of context. So if we just had it as context inside of, say, the root component, right? Then that would be like having two different state management solutions in one. Yeah, so that's the wrinkle, right? Is so theoretically this should have worked in here. And the other thought I had was if, like, yeah, so this should maybe work, but I don't know. React is confusing. This is like the one part of React that I still fully haven't, you know, come to understand in like depth, you know. So I'll just like do it like this for now, because I don't think we need to access the total items anywhere else other than for here, right? So I'll just leave it like this. It's not an ideal solution. So you're updating the cart but not the count. Yeah, so what I'm doing is basically, so let's backstep here a little bit. So in the product card, right, which is this guy right here, this is the product card. For that button, this is the add to cart button, right? The add to cart button here, and then on click, I'm making an anonymous function that calls the add cart item method from our use cart store context state right here, right? So let me go back to here. And then so that's updating the state internally, but in this add cart item function, I'm also, so I update the new items here, and then I update the total items. But what I'm actually thinking is happening here is this state.items is not getting the new items. That actually might be what it is. So I think this is running just fine, but I think the problem is this updated state isn't being reflected here. So what I might actually need to do is I might actually need to do it like this. I might need to actually pass in like this. That actually might now work. Okay, this actually might now work, because what I'm doing is I'm adding the new item into what I calculate for the total. So this actually, we might not need this bullshit anymore. That actually might work, now that I think about it. Yeah. Because I think, again, when I access the items, state.items here, because technically I think under the hood this is just a React component, I think if I put just like state.items, I don't think this is the one from the state. Like it's not including the new item yet. I think that's why. Now that I've like warmed up, right? And then I think now this should work, right? Okay, so now maybe we're on the right track here. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, so if we add to cart, oh, see, beautiful. And then let's add like 4 items to cart. Oh, but then that turned to 8. Why did that turn to 8? Ooh. It changed the quantity of both things. Oh, you know why it changed the quantity of both? Because the IDs match. Because when we update the cart quantity, it gets by ID. Right? So what we need to do is we can't have duplicate items. So basically this is the next thing we're going to have to do, right? Is basically what I want to do is once I've added an item to the cart, this is good though, because we have the total items. We need to change this button from add to cart to in cart. And then basically if they want to increase or decrease the amount of quantity, they could either do it here, I guess, but they could also do it in the cart itself, right? Because we're going to make, and I haven't actually implemented it yet, but we have a cart item card component that's going to go in the cart, and it's going to kind of look like I have a link here. I kind of want it to look like this, right? Yes, but you want that ability exactly. So I want to like for the shopping cart, I want it to look something like this. So I want to have like the image, the title, the price, and then like if user has to go back to page to take something out of their cart, that's not good for, yeah, exactly. So I maybe need to like also have a remove from cart button too. I can add that after. I don't know. Again, this is like a fake product, right? Or a fake website. So it's not like a huge problem, but also this is not, I mean, I know this is centered, but it doesn't, no, I guess it's fine. I don't know. I don't like this. I'm going to change this to like, for the mobile view at least, I'm going to change this to a hamburger menu, I think. But I'll do that later because it's not a big problem. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to change the button based on that, right? So I think what we need to do as well is we need to have a function inside of our cart store that checks. Actually, no, we don't. We can just do it locally, can we not? Because what we need to do is, depending on if the button is in the cart or not, we need to so I've got update quantity, okay. Const item in cart. I think I'm gonna do this as another helper function. Am I learning Mern? No, I'm not. This is just front end, completely front end. But no, it's good to get this down so you know in the future. It's definitely techniques you want to use on the job. Yeah, exactly. That's fair. I agree. I'm just saying we can do it kind of one step at a time, right? Like we don't have to, bog ourselves down. Like, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether or not, I'm going to write a utility function to check whether or not a given item with an ID is inside of the cart. And then if it is, then we change the button style. You just start backend with Java. That's cool. I haven't actually started backend yet. I'm still on front end, SSXD. Okay, so let's do that now. So let's so we pass in the items. We need to actually get the items, right? In here. And the other benefit with this state management solution, Tyler, is that we can pull what we want out of it, right? We don't have to put everything into the context if we don't want to. We can pull individual items out of this context, right? Instead of having to like import all of it, I guess. I mean, I think you can kind of maybe do that with context too, but this makes it nicer. I don't know. That's kind of my thing or realization of how this works. Wait, hold on. Const items use cart store. State. Wait, what's wrong with this? Oh, because it's not being used. That's why. Why is it adding? I don't want it to add a. Oh, because it's putting it in. That's why. I don't need it in that. Okay. All right. So then we do if so actually I need to do a items.map, right? Item, and then I do if actually I'll say no. I'll say if because that returns then from this function, right? Return items.map, and then I can do if item.id is the product data.id, then return true. But then, okay, so then that equals true, right? So, because that's this function, and then I return this. Otherwise, we want to return false. So maybe that's wrong. So we need to actually have a... I can say const is in cart, and then I can say if is in cart, or is in cart, return is in cart. Yeah, I think I can just do that because it'll return like an undefined if this is not right. And then I can do that styling after the break. Cool. Nice. And then I have to add that conditional here, which is fine. I can also just do, now that I think about it, I can just do this. The problem is I don't want this to be like, because if it goes through all the items, I can actually just do, I think map is actually a bad implementation of this. I think I can do find instead. Item.find, find calls, okay. I think I can do an items.find actually. And then something like this, right? Right, yeah. Yeah, so that's actually better. That's a better way of doing this. That's better. Way better. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to finish that train of thought. Okay. I hope everybody in chat's having a good Thursday evening, or Friday morning, or Thursday afternoon, or Thursday, or I guess it's Friday afternoon in some places. You finished that too, or in 5 minutes? I forgot. Yeah, exactly, Tyler. Exactly. I just sometimes when you're on train of thought, you just have to see it through, right? So, but yeah, no. I hope everyone's doing well this evening. You know. Another long, arduous day at work, but you know it is what it is. That's the reality of IT, unfortunately. So it was a very meeting-heavy day. However, okay, so today and yesterday, this is karma. Today and yesterday, I had like 6 meetings. Each day, I had 6 meetings, which is like a lot for me. I usually only have like 2. But today, for tomorrow, all of my meetings got canceled. So I literally have no meetings tomorrow, which is blessed. Meetings do suck. I know, I hate them. So then what I'm so I have no meetings tomorrow, which means I can kind of just like chill and just kind of like babysit some deployments that I did earlier this week, and basically just wait around for people to yell at me if they need me for something. That's kind of like what my mornings consist of, or my afternoons rather, more so. Is I kind of just like hang out and wait for people to like say, hey, like, can you do XYZ for me? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Or can you do this for this? Or can you provide an update on this? Blah, 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 blah. Can you write me a memo for this? Or sometimes I have to generate a report for my boss who needs to generate it. Like, it's so funny how, like, cliched the shit I have to do is. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, he uses, doesn't sound like a bad job. Yeah, no, it's relaxed. Like, I don't know. But it's a lot of, like, email writing and stuff. Like for example, like, for some things he'll just like use AI to like generate a report to show like senior management or whatever, right? But sometimes, like, because it's so specific to the industry that we work in, and it's so specific to the province that I live in, I have to actually like write the report, or at least details of the report, by hand, because they need to be accurate, right? Whether it relies on data or like stuff like that. Or other metrics, like we need it to be tightened up. Like we can't just get like Chat GPT to whip something together because it's just gonna confabulate some bullshit. They include emojis. Well, it's actually funny because yes, the answer to that is yes, because okay, so basically let me okay, Nightbot, yeah, actually that was a good Nightbot call right there. I don't know what he said, but I just saw a bunch of capital letters. So anyway, sorry. Basically, let me where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So for IT, we use I don't know if you know of like what's it called, but like role-based access control. Okay, so basically, for our admin accounts, we're only given the roles that we need for our job, right? Emojis and code pisses me off so much. Yeah, I know. But anyway, so our boss, like when these new accounts got pushed out, these new admin accounts got pushed out, our boss like gave us like a tutorial email on like how to use our new account or like how to activate it, and it was full of those emojis. And I'm like, oh, dude, definitely just like chat GPT this sucker, But that's okay. I mean, for something like that, how long are you coding for daily? I'm coding for 3 hours ish daily, but not every day. Study. Yeah, literally. I actually my coworker messaged me and they were like, "Yo, did you see my boss's email?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, holy shit." Anyway, so we kind of joke, like it's funny because the people I work with are anti-AI except for like management. Like management likes AI for its novelty, but they still thankfully know that it has its like security limitations and all these things. But for like report writing and shit, they love it. Or like for like it's simple little like memos and shit, like they love using AI. Like a lot of the managers do. Which like I guess it's harmless for that case, right? Like I mean it's like whatever. You just kind of laugh at it. Look at Discord stream chat. What is this? Compromise canvas. Oh. Or wait, is this stream chat? Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Oh, what even? You were trying to install Python. Oh, the emojis. Fuck. Got you. Dang. That sucks. They just outed themselves. Oh, speaking of which, did you see... Okay, so this is like... Did you see that our favorite vibe coder got DDoSed? He got DDoSed today. Because I tuned into his stream because I was kind of bored in between meetings. And he was like fighting off a DDoS attack. Yeah, he did. He got DDoSed. And he was trying to claim that like he didn't lose that much money, but I think he lost like hundreds of dollars, like on the order of hundreds probably. So I'm just gonna call this like cart button. Yeah, you should look. He said he's gonna make a video about it. Yeah, he actually for the first time that I've seen on his stream, I actually saw his composure like he wasn't like he's usually like super hyped up and whatever, but I could actually like tell he was stressed out, which like I would be too. But like I kind of like, did he have it coming? I don't know. DDoS is so lame in that respect. Why waste it on him? That's what people in the chat were saying, and I kind of agree. Cart button. And then I can do equals this, and then I can do some of this, and I can say if, or I can say item in cart. Maybe this doesn't work like this actually. If item in cart, whoops. Maybe if. Because this needs to be a component, so maybe I need to put it inside of a fragment. That's maybe what I need to do. If item in cart. Then otherwise this. I think then does this need to be its own? I'm like not super good at this stuff. Does this need to be inside of brackets then at this point? No. I could also just do this directly in the fucking code. Let's just try that first. Yeah, DDoS can happen no matter if your app is vibe coded or not. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it doesn't have a DDoS coming, but it is what it is when it's actual happen. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because DDoS is just like, that's just like, because he uses Cloudflare for his, I think, for his whatever, for his deployment, his hosting. So I think it would be a fault of Cloudflare, if anything, right? I don't know for sure. Item in cart. Then this. Okay, but why is this not? I'm like so, dude. Fuck React, man. Sometimes. And. Yeah, that's all on host send. Yeah, I thought so. Is it this? Maybe this is better. Maybe doing it like this is a better solution. But I mean, this is still kind of messy. I don't love doing it like this. Yeah, so then otherwise we do the other button, right? Well, actually, we would want to do not item in cart. And then we do the other button. Yeah, so there's another, I wonder if I can abstract this up further. Probably can. Okay, then we do in cart. In cart. He's not running the servers for himself. No, I don't think so. I think he's running them on. I think his hosting for Bridge, whatever it is on Cloudflare. Yeah, I don't know. Again, he tried to get his agents to fix it, but like I don't know what they can do. Like, I don't know what level that they can handle. Okay, so then I need to do, I'm gonna do like a gray variant, right? So I'll do text. I'll do like text gray, maybe. Do like a this and then BG gray, like 300, and then hover BG gray 500 or something. And then do the background as gray. Is it gray or gray? And then I also want to get rid of the on-click feature, right? No on-click. Yeah, I would assume AWS, Cloudflare. I think it's Cloudflare. From what I saw on the stream, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong in that. Okay, so now if we add an item to cart, then it changes to in cart. Cool. Right? But then I think I can still modify the amount, because if I change the amount, then it changes the quantity. However, it doesn't update the total. Oh, and then it resets to 1 here. Interesting. Oh. Okay, so we got like some things. And then I want to maybe add like a remove from cart button as well, which would also necessitate putting in a red variant. Text shadow red. Maybe 800. BG shadow. BG red, like, I don't know, 400. And then hover BG red. Or 10. BG red 600 maybe? You have no idea how Claude does that without specifically prompting, etc. Yeah, I don't know. And like, if you don't know how to like generally like cybersec stuff, like, I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. I don't know how I'd rectify that, to be honest with you. Like, because if you're uninitiated to cybersecurity, that would be scary. Because like I think he was realizing his like level of incompetence. And I'm not trying to say he's like, just when it comes to like dealing with that sort of stuff, right? Like, I don't think he really was prepared for, you know, that to happen. And then I can do a remove from cart button here. Although I probably don't need to make these two. I probably don't need to make these two. Remove from cart. And then I need to do an on click as well. Cross, maybe. Let's do the Lucid React docs here. So literally just X. Cancel. That's just X, okay. I'm sure he typed something like /security review and cloud. I know what you mean, blindly trusting LLM within the capacity is negligent. Exactly. Like, I think he said he's got like his gross income MRR is like 30K or something. Like, that's not fuck around money. Right? Like, that's like serious business. I don't know. Okay, let's do the shadow red like 600 maybe. Maybe 400? Oh, that's not like updating for some reason. Why? Don't know. Text gray 600. That is money, even if it's $100. Yeah, that's fair. That's true. I mean, but if for individual people, like that's, you know. Why does this not? Okay. I kind of want to put these in their own div, and then do like a flex on them or something. So they're all on the same line. Flex, and then I want to like do the equal. I want to do them equal capacity. Flex grow 1. Yeah, something like this, right? Flex 1. Maybe having them stacked actually looked better. Now that I think about it, that actually might be fine. I might just keep the div here just in case. However, keeping the div there does that. I'm gonna do flex call on the div here. Flex call. And then a gap of like 1 or something. Put 2. You forget what the highest tier you can sub to on his thing, but it's fairly substantial. Let me check actually. Now I'm curious. It might be offline though. Is it offline? No, it isn't. Okay. Okay, this is like. It looks like $80 a month, Tyler. Ultra plan is $80 a month, but I think that's American. It has to be. So the American plan, yeah. So $80 American's like 130 Canadian, 120. Yeah, so something like that. I don't know why this text isn't changing color. I don't understand the problem here with the text. I wonder if that is actually being updated. Color red 600 color mix. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the text because I feel like I get the sense that that's black, even though $80 at 20%. Yeah, so it's 100 regular. Yeah. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Okay, that hover is dog shit. I'm gonna make that a little less. Meh. Okay, the hover is ass too. Oh, that's text shadow. I want text red. That's my problem. Okay. Text red. I thought shadow red was a color. I'm like stupid. Okay. Okay. Maybe 800? No, 900. That's my issue. That's a little better. Okay. Yo, what up, J-Mac? How's it going? I might actually make this lighter, too. A little more of a dramatic event, hover situation. 400, and then text gray, make it darker, maybe like 800, 700. Yeah, it's a little saturated, though, for my liking, right? I don't know. That's not awful, I guess. Text red. Not like a style master here. 950. We'll go with 950. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Not great, not terrible. Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's no like other gray, like, because it's like kind of like a bluey gray. Maybe that's like too dark. I don't know if we like the subtler effect. Make it glowing and pulsing. Yeah, I don't know. Styling's not my forte. I mean, I don't really care because it's not the point. Wait, why is this green not bordered though? That's the real question. Oh, because it's white text. That's why. Text white, and I want to do border emerald. I wonder if I do the text border black. Maybe. Or I could just do a borderless. Border none. You could do a border none on these ones. What? Actually, why do I even have a border on the default buttons? I don't even really need it, to be fair. Only if they're white, I guess. So if they're white, they need a border, for sure. Otherwise, we don't. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, and then clicking that, yeah, so maybe the problem with the glowing and sorry, not the glowing and pulsing. What am I thinking? Problem with the this doesn't have this doesn't have the remove functionality attached to it yet. And then so yeah, so okay. You need heavy animations. It takes up 50% of your using RAM. Doing it all wrong. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The animation's fine. I don't mind the animation here. Maybe even make the text darker, even. Right? And like, do like a little, like maybe this is a little better. Yeah, I don't know. It's not, I don't love it, but it's okay. It's fine. It does the trick. It's very like what's it called? Thoughts on Raptors. Not gonna lie, kind of saw it coming a little bit. I mean, okay, I hoped for them, but as soon as like they were great in the first quarter, and then they just like collapsed after that. But I kind of, if I was a betting man, I would have unfortunately bet on the Cleveland Cavaliers to win it. Only because I just know that the Raptors, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, sure, they clutched up in Game 6, but I don't know. I didn't have a great feeling about it. Okay. So this should be fine. It's whatever. I mean, is it the best button thing you've ever seen in the world? No. It looks a little bootstrappy, but again, I don't care. There's a bunch of other ones whose names I can't even begin to spell that are cool too. Fair. Cleveland sucks. Yeah, I agree. I agree they suck. I'm not a fan of Cleveland, by the way. I want to make that very clear. Okay, so then in the remove from cart, we need to add that on click function, right? And then we need to remove. We need to get that removal state in here. So const remove cart item. Remove cart item. And then I need to put that inside of here. Whoops. The fuck? Oh, the item, right. I need to pass in the ID. What? Cannot access remove cart item before initialization. What the fuck? Oh, state dot. Can't do anything. Right. Okay, there we go. There. And now, but this doesn't change okay, so that's part of the. That's interesting. So when we add this, it like increases the size of the. That's kind of maybe why I want to have these inline. I didn't realize that. And then this doesn't update either. Oh, because why? Because when I update the... I need to change the total items every time, right? Calculate... State.items of filter... just this. What time? When you get time on break, search up canvas breach. Yeah, I think Tyler posted that in the Discord. I saw a little bit about that. I don't. What is Canvas again? Canvas is like the e-learning thing, right? Yeah, I saw that, Tyler. I just didn't have time to look at it. It's like the e-learning thing for like students, right? Oh shit. Oh shit. I think my school used DSL or D2L, not DSL, D2L. Sorry, not DS. I'm like internet brain because we were having an internet conversation earlier. D2L. D2L. That's what we used. Canvas is like the user interface. Yeah, exactly. Ours was D2L. Desire to learn. Yeah. This is what ours was. It was this one, but yeah, pretty popular choice. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, okay. So that's fine. And then for the update, we need to update the total items too, right? Yo, Jeremy, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. And then we need to also we need to calculate item total of this, right? This is kind of duplicated. I don't like this. I mean, it's kind of messy. You know what I could do? I could say... No, because there's no real way of doing this better, right? I mean, this is the lazy way. There's got to be like a better way of handling this, but I don't really give a shit. It does the job. Okay. Apparently over 9,000 schools got hacked. Damn. I hate this, but whatever. Great comment. 10 out of 10. Yo, howdy, Jay. Okay, let me look into that right now. Let me look into that. What was it? What was it? Canvas hack. Let's see. Canvas hack strands university students during finals week. Holy shit. So I guess it's all just down. Has more than 30 million active users. Oh. That's brutal. Thank God I'm just a little Canadian school. Well, I don't think it's that little. Yeah, Shiny Hunters. Which resulted in this. System has been compromised. Yeah, interesting. So it was a hacking group. Never heard of them. They couldn't do that to Blackboard? Dude, Blackboard is ass too. Harvard is used to getting hacked. Valid. Yeah, I've used Blackboard too because my first school used Blackboard. My first school used Blackboard, and then it was D2L. Does anyone here have an idea of which MacBook is used for AI engineering? I mean, I don't know. The MacBook Pro, like one of the newer MacBook Pros, like the M4, the M5. Like, I mean, I have the M4 and I'm happy with it. I have the MacBook Pro M4 base model. But I mean, I don't know. Unless you want to spend an arm and a leg on RAM, Jeremy. Because if you want to get a souped up one, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Shiny Hunters, it's been going on for days, yeah. We talked about them before. They breached Netflix last year. Netflix isn't even close. Oh shit! Is it like is Shiny Hunters? Is that like a reference to Pokemon? I guess it is. it's like a casual reference to Pokemon. That's cool. By the way, I found out by logging into the breach canvas. Oh, I got you. Oh, sorry, but the way I found out, yeah. Okay, I see. Huh. Found out by logging to the... Yeah, yeah. Gotta love school IT department. I'm honestly like convinced that most like big universities have like dog shit IT teams. Or like they don't give a shit about their IT. It's kind of like not a priority. But yeah. Did they hack Vercel? Was that a different thing? Was that a different group? Thanks UBC, yeah. Yeah, UBC was interesting because UBC was I almost went to UBC. But I didn't because it was too far. But I did apply there. Interesting. Okay, so they did do the Vercel one too. Yeah. I mean, it's a good and a bad thing because then it gets like these companies to harden their stuff, right? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't I don't know. Because like I guess the other trouble is like with these like learning ones, like Canvas or whatever. You know, it would be shitty if your student data got out there, right? That kind of sucks. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't really care if the world knew my like grades or whatever, but I don't know. Some people would care for sure. Someone with a shiny persona did the Vercel one. It was all dropped on the breach. Oh, got you. I don't know what the breach forums is, but I can assume contextually what it is. So I actually might. Okay, so this is the problem with the. I need to like figure out a mobile solution for this because okay, so the mobile's fine, but then I want to do them like side by side because okay, so let's do like do the SE. Maybe make the font smaller on that. I don't know. Your crappy ChatGPT generated essays, please don't release. I don't even think it'd be that. It would be just like student data. I don't know, like your grades and shit. I don't know. I don't even know if the assignments are stored up there. I mean, I guess maybe they are. I don't know. Size small, text large. Okay. Yeah. The problem with this is I'm gonna need to do. I think I'm gonna need to do text medium, and then I'll do a query for the like the large text. Yeah, because I think I want to do medium. Small icon. I'll do size 5 and then large size 6. Or even like medium. Yo, what up, blueberries? Iterate 4,000 page or 4,000 page 4,000 page. I don't know about 4,000 page. 4,000 word, you mean? I think. You mean you're talking about canvassing, y'all already talking about it? Yep, that's pretty much what we're doing. Blueberries, you're already on that. Now I got my assignments on now, so we're rushed to see. Yeah, fair. Chat right now feels like it's members only already. Well, because usually, like, I don't know. Most people that chat are already people that, like, have come in, like, are into the streams. Like, every time, so. "4K pages is an exaggeration." Oh, got you. Okay. I didn't know if you meant 4K words, though. Because sometimes, I don't know. All the familiar names are wonderful to see. Yes. Currently cannot study for any of your finals. They're in 3 days. Yeah. Just like burnout, right? That's fair. It's that time of year. We're the OG founding members. Actually, the most OG founding member is Geel in chat. Geel was here when I had like 10 subs. So he's the most OG. And he's in India, so his time zone is like off of here. So, but you'll see him Saturday morning, I think. I don't know why this is like rounded like that. I don't know what the hell's going on. Or is that just like Mac being weird? I don't know. Oh, oh, I got you, Blueberries. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. I didn't know you were using Canvas. Sorry about that. Yeah, damn, that's OG. Yeah, he was here like stream 6, I think, or stream 5. Yeah. So okay. So I wanna make these, because the problem with this is then, I guess on mobile it doesn't matter because it's all one column, right? But when it's 2, then this length issue. So when it's wider than medium, I want to put this inside of a flex. I want to do a flex row at medium, like this, right? But then that text is obviously like container queries. Yeah. I mean, I think this is fine. You're also very burnt out, so I'm not sure how much I'd be able to get done. Yeah, that's fair, Blueberries. I get that. Yeah, in Canada, our finals finish earlier. Like, we're done usually by the 3rd or 4th week of April. Oh, that sucks, Blueberries. I'm sorry to hear that did not go well. I might just like, this is like a lazy approach. I could just do like remove or something. And then that way that looks better. We were offset by 1 month compared to the USA. Got you. But it's interesting because our high schools and stuff, like, high schools go till the end of June in Canada, like last week of June usually. Submitting your last final tonight. The summer school starts in 10 days. Oh, geez, Jay, that's like barely any break. Damn. Okay, so this is the one thing. So we have in cart, remove. Okay, so that updates that. And if we change the amount, we can change our quantity here, which is cool. And then it updates in the cart, because it's all shared state, right? However, the problem is when we go back here, it resets this guy. Right, so that's part of the problem. So I need to make these persistent as well. So that needs to actually grab from the quantity. Product quantity. So when we initialize product quantity, we actually need to initialize it based on whether the item's in the cart or not. So we need to say item in cart. I don't know if I can do this in use state. I guess I'll find out. And then I need to do items. Shit. So I need to get the item, right? Items. Turn items.find item. I think this returns the actual item, does it not? It does return the cart item. So actually, I'll do it as like a function maybe. Can I put a function in here? I might need to. Update quantity, new quantity. What's the problem here? Oh, because there's no use date. Actually, anything to finish though? You can. Okay, got you. Okay, because I need to do like a code block in here. So I need to say const item. Actually, maybe I can't. Const item. Can I not put a code block in here? Maybe, or maybe I can like run a function, and then I can return. And then if, oh, but then this is, yeah, if item, then return item dot quantity, else return, actually, I can just do it like this. Does this work? Not a code block, you need to use effect? Damn it. Shit, yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's do use effect then. Because then they need to initialize the state, right? Ternary looked correct. Right. Well, the only problem with the ternary is this item in cart returns a... Okay, so maybe I can do it like this. Maybe I can do item in cart. And then items... And then I need to get... The problem is I need to get the item. So let's just say 2 else 1 or something. Does that look right? Yeah, see, what then? What's the problem here? Block shape item card used for... Ah, it's used before its declaration. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Yo, how's it going, Siraj? Welcome in. I might need... Because we have a local product quantity. I don't know if that's even, like, worth doing. So I need to... Yeah, because when we go back to this product card, I need to get that... I need to get that, I could also put this down. Maybe I do need use effect. Yeah, I might need use effect actually. Because when that changes, because I need, okay, so I get item in cart, right? I can get it here, but then I need to, when that changes, I need to update the product quantity. Because when you reload the page, it goes back to 1, right? So if I make this 4 and then I go back, it changes to 1. Actually, if I make this 4 and then add to cart, and then I go back, it changes to 1. So this needs to, on initialization, this needs to run a function, but it only needs to run a function on init. Items.filter item ID. Can you do that in the use state declaration? I guess maybe. Item. Whoops. Items.filter item. Item.id. Item.id equals product. Yeah, so that's that. I wonder if this product comes... Yep, then you'll have to access the quantity in the store. Yeah, okay. Right, but I get the... Okay. Because I get the... Yeah, because there's no way to actually... This is kind of tricky. Because I can't, I would need to move this down, but then to access it, I would need to do items dot find or something, because I need to, so I can do item in cart dot quantity else one, and then move this to the bottom here. And then the problem with that is this update quantity, so I need to move this down here, and then I need to move the item in cart up here. Yeah, that might not work. Every properties are undefined. What? What's undefined here? Oh, because of this. Oh, dang it. Oh, wait, no. This actually needs to be... This can be below. This can be here. No? Where is that happening? Product card... Type. Line 17, maybe? No. Not read, yeah, this is confusing, because I'm going to need to basically grab the state based off of the... Is there a way now? I'm wondering if there's a way to do this. Set product quantity. What's the point of even having that extra state anyway? Now that I think about it. Oh, because it made that part easier. Yeah, maybe this is actually bad. Maybe we don't even need this state anyway. I'm going to see if I can refactor it without this state, because this state's kind of confusing things. Having this duplicated state is kind of weird. So I'm going to see if I can get away with not doing that. Okay, so we do update quantity. What's still the problem here? Oh, because of this. And then I need to do it. Maybe I could have like a get quantity, const get quantity, get item quantity or something. And then that does a filter, right? And then we can do like an if item in cart. So we can say const item equals item in cart, and then if item, then return. Actually, we'll do return item dot quantity, or wait, return item dot quantity, otherwise null or something. Right, and then so for get item quantity, we do get item quantity -1. Value is get item quantity. Get item quantity. Ha! That actually worked. And then get item quantity. Or I'll just say quantity 1. Get item quantity, actually. Or no, because when we're adding a cart item, we want to get the value of that, right? Input. On change, get item quantity. Yeah, get item quantity for here too. What's the name of my color theme for VS Code? Do I have that as a command? Yeah, I do. I have it as a command indeed. Okay, I think that's fine. So if we remove it, okay, and then we add it to cart. Oh shit, now I can't change anything. Oh, but then it needs to, yeah, so when we add it to cart, it doesn't return anything because we don't have it in the cart. Oh, that's fucking annoying. Okay. Because if we don't have it in the cart, then that's quantity doesn't make sense. No worries, Nasri. Because we can't do just get item quantity willy-nilly here. Because the item might not be in the cart. Dude, this is like, this is killing me. This is like weird logic. Because it works all hunky dory when there's an item, when the item's in the cart, right? But as soon as it's not in the cart, this get item quantity returns null. Right? So that I don't know what to do. That's why we had that. Now I'm realizing why we had that state to begin with, right? Interesting. I don't know off the hop how to fix this. I guess this would return null anyway, right? Or return unknown, maybe? Returns the value of the first element, undefined. Oh, it returns undefined. So I can just literally return item.quantity, which may be undefined. Or I could even simplify this further. By literally just doing this. Which actually then may not even be necessary to have as an extra function. Carry quantity y. Oh, because there's no value. Because that's undefined. Or I could just do an or. Oops. Sorry, I'm just like... Maybe I can't do the or like that. That may not be how that works. Or I need to do it as a double or. Because if this is undefined, then this should go return null, but I don't know. Okay, well I'll just have what I had before. That still doesn't work though. I wonder if this works. No. Yeah, because I guess it can't access property of undefined, right? So maybe what we had before is fine. Kind of going in circles now. Or null. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and then it resets. Okay. Do. Yeah, so none of them have that. Now, how can I handle quantity so that it's get item quantity has maybe a local state as well as the so maybe I can handle that in the update quantity function. Yeah, okay, so I have an idea. So we'll bring the state back because I know why I had the state. And then what we'll do is we'll also do if get item quantity. So we have the new quantity as a number. So if get a if item in cart, actually we'll say if item in cart. If item in cart, then we update the cart item quantity. And then we update the quantity regardless. What's the problem here? Quantity. Argument of type void. Why is this type void? Oh, I have 2 update quantities. Jesus Christ. Okay. I was like losing my mind for a second. Okay, update quantity. Number, e.target value, update quantity. And then it's just quantity here. And then for this, it's quantity. That's confusing. Whatever, fucking, that should be okay. So, all right, so then now we have that. And then the value is just quantity. But the problem now is we need to do, okay, so then we can say for use state, because when we come back, we're still going to need to initialize this to the, so say item in cart, let me think. What if I did this? Oh, but then I need to declare that below that. Okay, we added to the cart. Remove from cart, stays at 4, that's fine, good. Add to cart 1, go to there. And then so if I change that to 4, add 1 here. And then I go to the cart, and then I go back, they should be the same. Perfect. Kind of AFK, playing some games with friends. No worries, Ose. Alright, we figured it out, guys. We figured it out. Kind of a bit confusing, but I figured it out. You're playing Rust? Oh, got you. That's cool. I've actually never played that game. But yeah, no worries, Ose. You're totally cool. Alright, so, alright, I got this working. Oh, burnt peanuts, Russ. Burnt peanut. I feel like I was having, I think it was you guys I was having a conversation about burnt peanut. It was somebody. I don't know if it was you or who it was, but I remember talking about burnt peanut. I don't know what to do while Canvas is down. I'm in files mode. My brain has forgotten the concept of relaxation. Dude, I don't know if this helps you, but for me, if I'm really tense, I kind of have a really hot shower. Just have a hot shower, put on some music. What is it? Proficient Repenner? Proficient Repenure. How's it going? It's you know, it's going well for me. You know, thanks for chatting. I appreciate that. Glad you're here. Yeah, it actually does sound nice. Yeah, that's what usually I do. Or if you have a bathtub, sometimes you can have a bath too. Like run a bath, just chill. Like, I mean, I know it's like, okay, most of us probably haven't had a bath in like years, whatever, but sometimes it really does help. I don't know. Like when I lived with my parents, like before, when I was like in high school and stuff, we had a hot tub. We had a hot tub at our house, and I would go in there like during finals and stuff in high school when I was really stressed out, and that kind of helped me quite a bit. So I don't know, just something like that, like hot water, kind of nice. I don't know. I'm also just like a sucker for like a nice shower or bathtub or whatever. That's just me. All right, so then this should save. Then it resets to 1, which is fine because we got rid of it. You have 6K in Tarkov. I think, damn, that is a lot of hours. I think the game I have the most hours in that I know of is, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe Terraria on Steam. Because on Minecraft, I probably have thousands of hours. But Terraria on Steam, I have probably 500 or 600 hours. Actually, that's not true. I might have more hours in Civ 5. I think Civ 5 I might have 600 hours, 700 hours or something. Wondering what my school's going to do in response. They have to give us some kind of accommodation. Yeah. That is crazy. I don't know. I know this is not really comparable, but I know over COVID, they just prorated our grade. They just said, nope, no final exams. You can just have prorated grade. That was also like biology though. They didn't really, integrity was just a concept. 6K since 2020. That's wild. You're dedicated. Fortunately, need one of my finals to pass, so I'm hoping it doesn't get dropped. Well, it won't get dropped, Blueberries. So prorated grade basically means whatever your current grade is will be your final grade. That's what they did for us. Like, because we couldn't write our final exams, they just said, yeah, whatever your current grade is, like, that's what you get in the class. Like, no exam, don't worry about it. Sayonara, basically. And then this is just going to be a duplicate. So I think next we can actually do... When we remove from cart, I should probably reset the quantity to 0 as well. I'll probably reset it to 0. Reset this, or sorry, not to 0, to 1, I mean. Even though it will if I go to cart and then back. Well, that's what I mean, like my current average is too low and I want to rely. Oh, I see, Blueberries, yeah. That sucks. Well, I hope they sort it out. Or you know what you could also do as well is like, you can say like, I don't know, it's not worth it to like, if something does, like something like that does happen, like to email your professor and be like, is there anything I can do? Is there anything you can offer me? Right? Like, because sometimes if you reach out and kind of like be a human and like nice, I don't know, like sometimes you can just kind of be like, listen, like this is my situation. I really want to bring up my grade. You know, is there anything you can do? And if they say no, then at least you tried, right? I don't know. I don't know. I think the last step with this, like, is to do, I have to do testing and shit, right? Don't I? I have to do testing. Professors will often be more flexible than people. I think I agree. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hurt to ask. Exactly. Because, you know, the worst case scenario in that situation, Blueberries, is they say no, right? In which case, so the worst case is neutral. There's a neutral outcome, which doesn't change your situation. But the best case is you actually get help, right? So it's always worth it to ask, for sure. Okay, so let's get going here. Let's actually wait. I don't want to commit it yet. I want to make this one little change. to this, and then I want to add a reset to 1 here. So I want to do a set quantity to 1. So if we add a product and then remove it, it goes back to 1. Perfect. Okay, good. Now I can commit. Okay. So let's see. Add implement proper adding implement add to cart and or cart manipulation from shop page. Add to cart, can add items to cart, can remove items from cart on shop page, can change quantity of items on shop page when in or out of cart. That's probably it, really. Okay. Oh, and then I need to commit this. Small tweak to reset quantity to 1 on item removal. Okay. Site looks really nice. I appreciate that, Blueberries. It's kind of generic, but that's, you know, doesn't really matter. That's kind of, we're not really going to reinvent the wheel here or anything, right? Anything super crazy. So now the next point, or the next thing I have to do. Okay, so there's 2 options. I need to do the cart page. So I need to do the cart display, right? So it's probably next. We'll do the cart display. For items in the cart, right? So right now we're just displaying the whatever, the JSON data, but I want to actually display something, right? So that's in the cart, so I need to actually return, I need to do a, how am I doing that in the shop here? Return product card, yeah, okay. I need to actually return the cart item card. I need to update that here. Return this needs to be as an element, right? Oops. What? I got that shit in here. Oh, because of the car item data, right? Equals item. Intrinsic attributes, what the fuck? Yeah, so I've got it in here, but I don't know what the problem is here. It does not exist on type cart item. Cart item data does not exist. Oh, I might need to do some bullshit like this, right? That's why. So I need to actually like make the props. Ah, it's fine. I don't really care. Okay, so we've got our thing here. Okay, so then we need to do the styling. I think I'm going to do the styling very similar to how I do the product card, right? So I'm going to do some sort of div with this class name. Probably something very similar. Yeah, something like this. But then, of course, it needs to have, in the cart, it needs to have, this section. Class name. It's kind of, yeah. Okay, so that's better. Unless we want to make it like a list like that, and then we don't, in which case we don't do the border or the border, the rounded, or the shadow, just this. So we have the title, and we could do the picture to the left of it, right? So we can do, okay, so this is a flex column, but I kind of want to maybe make it a flex row. So maybe I'll get rid of this. And then I'll do the image. How did I do the image in the product card? Ah, I did it like this, okay. Okay, so there's our image. Maybe doing it horizontal for the mobile view is not a good idea. Unless we make the image smaller. We can make the image smaller. We can do like a height 32 or something. Or even 24. Okay, then we have the title, which I kind of want to like bold. Yeah, this is just going to be mostly styling, I think. And then the other thing that I need to do, which I'm dreading, is the I have to do the missing props validation error thing, and then I also have to test it. So I have to do some testing. So I'll probably end up doing that on Saturday or something. Okay, so we'll do text bold, I think. Or is it font bold? It's font semi-bold. I'll just leave it at that for now. And then we have our quantity, and then we need our quantity up and down arrows again. And then we'll do the price underneath it. Okay, so maybe H1's not the best choice for the title. What did I do for the title here? H3. And then I did a span for the price. I wonder if I wrap this in a div. And then I do flex on this. And then I include the price in here. I know I did the price as a span before. Maybe I should keep with that convention. So there's our price. Maybe make a little bit of a gap on this guy. Justify between. Yeah, something like this. And then we need our up and down arrows on the next section, which is going to be its own div, right? Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Here. Then we can copy that from this, too. Which we could probably, like... Maybe we should, like... extract this into its own component. Like I would if this was a bigger project, I would refactor this into its own component, but For now, I'll just like yoink this and put it in the cart. So you do some imports here. Oh yeah. Yeah, then we need obviously this update quantity is going to break, and because we don't have the quantity state in here, so we're gonna have to probably like, this is kind of annoying, but we're probably gonna have to like duplicate this. So we're gonna need items, update cart item quantity. Again, if I were doing this in a, I mean, honestly, realistically, the problem with no, I was thinking about just using this product card for the cart to save effort, and then conditionally adding or removing certain elements depending on another property that I can add to this. Maybe a prop to product card, whether it's in cart or not. But then the layout would be, you know, it would look very similar to. Yeah, you know what? For the sake of duplicated effort, I think I might actually do that. So let's just like, let's actually refactor this a little bit. So instead of this, I want to do product card, but then I need to modify the product data. And I need to do that here. Get that import guy in here. Product data, car item, product data. Oh, because it's not the right data. So what data do we need for this? Product type, it needs ID title. Oh, okay. It needs all that stuff. It's the one wrinkle. Because we can't show quantity. We just topped off Rust. That was a fun day. Nice. That's awesome, I'll say. This item is a cart item, but I need to convert that into a product item. And there was a way... I fetched that from here. Or wait. Where did I fetch that? Was that in the root? The hell did I fetch that? So it's the cart item, product type, main, use data. So this is the use data. And then I use the data in shop maybe. Yeah. So that's where I'm getting the data from. Okay. Interesting. So I could probably... You know what I could do as well? Is I could make those properties in this type optional. That's like a kind of cheat, a little bit. Cart item. How many things have worked with cart item though? That's the thing. Oh, because I guess the whole cart works with cart item, doesn't it? Because cart item technically is a subset of the product type. Actually, they're not. It's not a subset. I lied. Because cart item has a quantity, and the product type does not. Although it does have a rating count. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Yeah. Just trying to think about the best way to handle this. Because that's a cart item. I need to adapt that to the product data for that item. The other thing I could do is I could pull the data into this cart. Is that how I did it here? Use data. Just copy it. And then data, and then what I can do here is I can say item, or I can do data.find products product.id is the same as item.id. And then I just give it that data. I think that actually works. So now in our cart we should have, oh yeah, okay. Reading properties of undefined. Reading find what? 19 card. It's in the cart data. Oh. Product card data to find product.id equal to item ID. That should work theoretically. It's a string compared to a string, yeah. Content unavailable. Yeah, this is a pain. If I add an item to the cart, yeah, then it fucks up. Cart.tsx 1844. Oh, find. Data dot, so data, it can't do this find function. For some reason. Cannot read properties of undefined, reading find. So maybe... But I thought this was a... Oh, I guess this maybe is a... It's an array, so I should be able to do that. Iteration. I could also do a data.filter maybe. Oh, but the problem is this isn't async. Oh shit, wait. It's because I know why. Because this is we need the loading state, right? That's the problem. I forgot about the loading state completely. That's the issue. Right. And then we just do otherwise we do this, right? Loading. Yeah, that's why. I feel silly now. Obviously we need a better loading situation here, but... Alright, so then now, theoretically... There! Good. Okay. That's what we wanted. So it's in our cart, right? And then we can change the quantity of it. Remove... Okay, so the other thing, too, is I don't want... For the... I want to make another thing for the button. For the gray. I don't want any hover effect. Now that I think about it. Because the gray is going to kind of be a disabled state. So I could do state enabled hover. Actually, enabled is just going to be nothing. And then disabled hover none. How do I disable hovered stuff? Tailwind hover. Appearance none. No. Oh, I see. I can do it enabled. Enabled hover. Okay. I can actually probably do that to these, right? So we don't even need this. So now, because that's disabled, yeah, then there's no hover. Okay, perfect. That's what I want. So we don't obviously need the in cart button if we're looking at the cart, right? So here we don't need this in cart. So we can conditionally hide that. So we can say I'd probably, okay, so we need a props. Or export type. And then product data. Is in cart. What am I doing, brother? Why doing? It's 2026. I don't know exactly what you're intimating, my friend. And then I can just put the type here. Something like that. You are obviously new here, Lucky. You can read my FAQ if you're curious. But I do not vibe code. I do not vibe code. Oh, the other thing with the cart is it's not going to style the is cart. Kind of doesn't really make sense, but and then for the shop is going to also error out too. I can also make this a optional property as well. I'm coding during break. I know that's very bad behavior. Oh, it's spreading out because there's no more items in the grid. So what was the function, the grid CSS grid function for limiting growth of that? Or did we wait a minute, or did we do it with flex? Autofill? So if there's only one item, I don't want it to... Yeah. I don't know. Front-end especially, you don't need your time. He enjoys making it. That's the problem. Yeah, it's I enjoy it, but I also just want to learn, so that when I do eventually use AI, I know what the AI is doing, right? I appreciate the defense, Ose. I appreciate that. Shortcut for this browser is different than... Yeah, no, it's also like there's this sense that like oh wait, what? Wait, maybe this needs to be large, actually, now that I think about it. Side by side. Maybe I can just keep this side by side. Yeah, there's this sense that like people can't just code for the joy of coding anymore, right? I don't know. If I can do this. I guess I can't really. Yeah. Friendly suggestion. No, I appreciate the suggestion, Lucky. I just it's mostly just because I want to do this for my own enjoyment, but also just so I can learn these technologies deeply. and understand what they're doing, so that when I do use AI in the future, I'll be well equipped to understand every step. So that's kind of my philosophy. And you're very welcome to disagree with me too. Okay, so the other thing we need to do, I want to get rid of that conditional styling of the. What did I have here? It was in the product card, I think. On this div. MD flex row, yeah. I can just get rid of the. I can just make it flex. Generally speaking, I think I can just do that. Flex. And then I could say if is cart here for this. If is cart, then render this guy. Or I can just do, I'll just do this. I'll just do the ternary. Otherwise, null. Okay, so his cart. Actually, we want not as cart. That's what we want. Okay, so then we can remove that item, and then it shouldn't show up here. So we can add it. Then we can obviously change our quantity. And then what happens if we add multiple items? Yeah, so then it grids, right? Then the grid works. So that's fine. Okay, so that's good. The other thing we need to do is the grid growth. I need to stop that. Keep grid items fixed size tailwind. Or like within a range at least, right? Yeah, because when there's only so many things in the large with wrapping, smaller. Grow to fit width or something like that. Prevent content from expanding. Min-max 0 1 FR. The solution above is a grid item. Because we're doing a fractional grow, right? So that's on the cart. So we're doing this 1 FR business. Repeat auto fit, min-max, min 250 pixels, 100%. So I want the minimum of that. Or one fraction. Wait, so what does min-max do? I just want to understand this formula here. Defines a size range greater than or equal to min and less than or equal to max. Right. So I kind of want to like keep this as a max. Or is there auto fit? Difference between auto fit and auto fill. Let's see. I feel like this is what we want. Autofit. The autofit property behaves similarly to autofit, but with one key difference. It collapses empty columns. Whereas autofill. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So we want auto fit. That's not our problem. Problem is the grid here, because I'd only want this to be, if it's a single element, I only want it to have, you know, maximum width of some kind, right? So I got to think about how to do that, because if I go to the shop, then there's like 3 of these, or 4. So I want this to only be one card, as if there were 4, but only... That's the tricky part, because I could add 4 items to my cart, right? And then that works, but I want this, for example, to be... Like, I don't want this to change any size. I don't know. That's a tricky, like, edge case. I'm not good enough at sizing though to figure out how to do that. Because grid calls repeat autofit. Because we repeat over the number of elements, right? I wonder if I can change the width of the grid container. Like, I wonder if I can change the width of this based on how many elements it has. Probably not. That's probably like too complicated. I could also just leave it. That's the other option. I could also just leave it alone. Okay, so let's see. What else do I need from the cart? You should display the items and their quantities and allow users to increase quantities. No need to implement. Okay. So we basically did it. So we've implemented everything there is to implement, minus, you know, obviously the styling differences, and then the testing too. Which I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't feel like doing the testing, but we should, for the sake of completion. So what are like the main things that we would even need to test anyway? Okay, so I have the cart, blah, blah, grayed out, right? Some kind of functionality to get total items and number of carts. Yeah, exactly. Set up tests. And then I need to figure out the tests that I need to do. So it's kind of like square that away. Actually, let's get the testing suite thing installed first. Testing library. Setting React, vtest. Oh, vtest as well. Okay. We got vtest in there, and then we need in the scripts. In my package JSON. Test vtest, create test file, npm vtest for React JS DOM. What was the other thing? I don't need to test JS DOM, right? React router DOM directly. just yeah, so we need JS DOM. npm I JS DOM testing library / React JS DOM and then testing library / and then I think it was user or something, right? User event. Okay. And then we can do the testing, I think. So let's come up with the actions that we need to test. So we'll do it by component. So we'll do the root, or yeah, root, I guess. Check that it is loaded. And displays the correct content with snapshots. Sure. And then we'll do the shop. There's not really anything, so we'll do the home check, because we don't really need to check that the router functionality works, right? So we need to check fetching and shit like that. So we need to test like root is loaded. We need to check that adding item to cart works, or test adding items to cart, updating quantity of items item in cart, increase, decrease, and then removing item from cart. I think that's really like the only main functions that we have, right? I would test the data fetch too, but I don't know. Because we don't need to test the router, because the router, you know, already is a thing that exists, right? We don't need to test the router. Yeah, okay, so we need to actually clean this stuff up here. So we need to, I didn't actually finish this config. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that for now. So, okay, so then we need a couple things. We need the, actually, I'll probably do a commit before we proceed. Test environment. So I'm gonna do a new folder. Tests setup.ts. put this inside of my vite config. Import React. What's the problem? No overload matches this call. Globals, environment, setup files. Oh, because this, I need to bring this outside of /source, I think technically. Okay, why is there an error in here? S does not exist in type user config export. Define config, yeah. Last overload is declared here. Yeah, so this user config test doesn't exist for some reason. Did I miss something that I needed to add? I added that there. Plugin React. Let's just test it anyway. Say root.test.tsx, or is it just .ts? Yeah, no, tsx. Import root from root. Scribe. Oh wait, this didn't all copy over. So render root router provider. Maybe I can't actually do this because it's a router. I didn't think about that. Let's just let's just check if this is even working. So just be tests source/test/root.test. What? Oh, npm run, sorry. I'm dumb. Okay, good. That did work. All right. Yeah, so then we need to actually test that functionality. So I'll add that in the, I'll do shop .test.tsx. I don't know if you actually like test it by page or what, but let's just say add cart functionality, or I don't know. So then we can do like some user simulation here. So we can try that out. So let's try this. Screen.getByRole button name. Shit, what's the get by role again? That would be in user event. Or not the user, sorry, shit. DOM testing library, yeah, here it is. Get by route. Or sorry, get by role. Get. This is still loading. Jesus. Is the internet just like dying? What's the deal here? Doesn't seem to be a problem with this. I don't know. Is the internet cacking out here? Let's see. Oh no, the stream's good. Huh. I don't know, maybe it's just the testing library docs being slow. Which is just our luck. That's okay. I wanted to write like one test before the end of this, but we're almost there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the docs are incredibly slow. Get by role. Testing library. Get by role container is role is a string. Is that something you define? I forget. Ah, yeah. Okay, you have to define it inside of the thing. Okay, so is there any like aria selected, aria hidden, div role dialog, get by role button, queries for elements with the given role, default roles are taken into consideration. Please note that. Okay, yeah, because we need to actually figure out how we would test this, right? Because we've got a couple layers of abstraction here. So we have the cart, which then renders product cards. And then these product cards render our custom buttons. Right? And then the button that we want to target for adding to cart is specifically this button. I also want to add type button to these. So, yeah. I'll just see if I can like test a button press or something. I don't know. Name click me. I guess I could define a custom role. Default, yeah, like I don't know what the role is. Desired roles. That's ARIA roles. Please note that setting a role and/or ARIA attribute that matches the implicit ARIA semantics is unnecessary and not recommended. Must not use the role and attribute manners conflicts. Ah, I see. Okay, so you can't just set it to anything arbitrary. If you want a query for single element with get by text, it's oftentimes better to do get by role expected role name. Oh, so it's ARIA label. Yeah, that's kind of confusing, honestly. Okay, so you know what I might do? I think because it's getting late. Because yeah, pretty much just the testing and like maybe some design, maybe some weird design bugs. That's like the last little bit we have with this. You'll be done by the time I get home. Have a good night. Appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, maybe I'll go one more Pomo. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let it play out anyway. Just because I'm kind of like locked into this problem and I kind of want to see it through. So we have our input there. Then I want to test that a cart item got created, but that's going to be kind of tricky. I wonder if I could give it like an ID that I can select by. By label text, by placeholder text, by display value, by alt text, by title, by test ID. Ah, test ID, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay, so we can do data test ID. This is a better idea. Yeah, so we can kind of add test IDs to these things. I mean, it's not the most ideal solution, but I could at least test it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's actually like, I'll wait for the break to be up and then I'll see. I have to like force myself to take a break because I can like feel myself burning a little bit, but it's like I want to finish the problem, but like also, I don't know. It's kind of a weird balance. You have to force yourself to strike, right? Otherwise, you'll like kind of, you know. So what I might do is I might just wait for this break to be up and then see if I can get this initial test done. And then if I can get this initial test done, then I'll leave finishing the rest of the tests to Saturday morning stream. Or I may even do it off stream, to be honest with you, because I know the testing stuff's kind of boring. The other thing I've been meaning to do, and I know I mentioned this yesterday, was I've got I stole a ThinkPad from work, so I need to. I've been meaning to tinker with that, but I'm probably gonna. I don't know. I'll probably wait till the move because I don't wanna. I don't wanna. I don't know. I might do like something on a VM or something first before I like break it. I don't know. I don't know, but it's there. Tinker with it. Yeah, fair. I don't know. I just because like I was looking into the yeah, I know I do want to, but I don't want to like lose the plot. I was looking into you mentioned Void Linux. It looks really complicated. I was watching some videos on it and I was like, dude, this is like I don't know. I don't know if I'm like equipped for that level. It looks like Arch Linux. Like it looks similar to Arch Linux. I don't know. I know it's not similar, but it like as far as difficulty, it looks similar. And it has like a different like uh, whatever initialization utility or whatever it is. You totally equipped. It's basically just following instructions. Fair enough. I guess okay. As somebody who's not super initiated into the Linux world, give me a pitch, and this could go not for anyone in chat that's like a Linux person. Give me a reason why something like Void Linux, or because I know Void was what you mentioned, Void, or like I hate to say Arch Linux, but something like that, some sort of like difficult Linux distribution, like why that over something easy? Like I'm just like, is it purely for the challenge of like setting it up and learning it, or is there like are there other benefits that like are more than just like the challenge of it? Because I get like there being a benefit for the intrinsic challenge, I guess. Right? Because like I get that more than anybody. Because if I didn't like challenge, I would just be vibe coding, right? I'd be one of those hundreds of Bridgemind clones, And I have to give I have to give credit where credit's due. Bridgemind did start the whole vibe coding thing, but I'd be like one of those guys. Well, for the Void, the main benefit is built from the ground up as security conscious distro, and once it's set up, it's easy to maintain. Oh, fair enough. Okay, so it's not like one of those distros, like, because I hear the meme that, like, Arch Linux, for example, is unstable and, like, breaks all the time, right? So, Arch is a distro of a distro and a half the time. You have no idea where the packages are really come from. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to use Arch. I was wondering about that. Updating it can break it, yeah. That's what I've heard. That's like I was worried that like Void would be similar, but maybe not. Because I ultimately want a system that I can use and learn on, right? I don't want a system that's just gonna like bother me and break all the time. Arch can be secure, of course, but it takes work, not worth it. Yeah, that's valid. I'm just gonna test this. Data.test ID. I wonder if this actually works. We'll say add to cart. So Void is great. You can throw on it 8 machines, it'll be fine. Fair enough. The other thing, okay, this is another thing I was watching. So I'm not going to do this, but for the Linux heads out there, I was watching a video on NixOS. I'm not saying I'm going to use, yeah, doubling your comment, no worries. But I was watching a video on NixOS, and not that I'd use it because it looks complicated, but the idea of having like essentially like a declarative operating system in the sense that you define exactly how you want your OS to be configured, like almost like a manual imaging. In my head, that's kind of how I'm imagining it. Is you like do all the disk partition. It's almost like you do the config like first, and then the system just like works based off of that kind of data, that declaration. It's kind of like statically typed operating system. Yeah, but that's kind of how it works, right? Like my understanding of Nix is that it's all it's all declarative in the sense that every aspect of your system you have to declare in a file, right? So you're constantly building it as if it's this like statically typed OS, and you have to like keep track of like all of the shit. But that like keeps it in this cohesive image that you can then like move around. I don't know. It seems interesting. That's probably like a gross oversimplification, but like I thought that was kind of neat, at least at a surface level. What would you recommend? Okay, so the other question I have with Void is what would you recommend for like like desktop environments. Can you put any desktop environment on it, or like a window manager, or like what's like? Does it use Wayland or X11? Like I know there's a difference. I know Wayland is like a newer window management thing, and then X11 is like older. I think it's window management or something like that. I'm not 100% on my Linux terminology. All right, so let's do this user ID thing actually, and then I'll head out. So let's say const user equals user event. Whoa, what the fuck? And then I have to import that, I think. You can run any desktop environment almost, and yes, you can run any window manager like Hyperland or Wayland. Got you. Cool. That's awesome. And it's also like super low on the resources, right? I also don't know if I can render like this guy. I don't know if I can render root just as it is. Or if I need like a router. Because I don't know how to do testing with a router. You can run it headless if you want. Oh yes, especially yeah. I don't know about headless, but let's see. React testing library with router. I don't know how this works. React router. Oh, is this like a different? Man. Render app. Because this is oh, that's the default. But there's no like. I know. I'm just saying you could if you wanted to. Yeah. I mean, that's what I did for school. I did I did a we ran a headless Ubuntu server distro from like 2016. Not that that's a good idea, but oh, you can do a render with router. Oh, and then you can include a wrapper. I see. Wrapper is browser router. React router DOM. Because I think this is the... You know what? I'm thinking this actually may not work because I think this involves... I wonder if this necessitates us having to use or wait, no, maybe not. If I go to root again. Yeah, outlet from React router. And then if I go to home or if I go to the nav bar, React router. But is React router DOM the same thing? I don't think so. I feel like this is for when we're using the framework, right? This is for the framework specifically. React router v5, router history. Yeah, you can run KDE, XFCE, no, mate, cinnamon. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't know if I would run a desktop environment because I kind of want to try one of those like non-desktop environment window manager things. Well, kind of like Hyperland or whatever it is. I kind of want to try those out. But you'd totally recommend doing it on a VM first, right? That would be like the ideal thing. Just so I don't break it. Lost a bit. Oh, I see. These are like the mocks. Or no, they're not. This is app.js. Yes, definitely. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. Because I kind of want to get into it. I'm kind of itching. I'm kind of itching to get into that stuff. Yeah, exactly, Tyler, yeah. I can go through like a couple tries of getting it set up. Cool. Okay, you know what? I said I was going to do this, but I think I'm a little bit in over my head because I think this testing library for React Router assumes that you are using the framework. Like, let me see if you can even test without the framework. So React Router testing without framework. Like, I don't think I can do that. How to test routing. There's TanStack, but I don't have TanStack. I'm not using TanStack. Testing React apps that use router. Yeah, but this is the framework, is it not? I think so. Yeah, it is. It is the framework. Shit. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I don't know. If anyone has any thoughts on that, let me know. But I think because I'm not using a framework for the router, I'm using the declarative, not declarative, well, I guess it's kind of declarative. I'm using the, where are my routes defined? Here. I'm using the data version of it, right? This route object, like this data-based routes system, right? And then in root, or sorry, in main, I'm using this create browser routes. I don't know. Maybe I'm also just like dumb too. I honestly don't know. I might have to look into this more because I genuinely don't know what the testing would look like to actually set up the test environment for that. So because it's like late kind of and like my brain kind of feels like mush, I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna try and get this set up, but I changed my mind because like I just can't make heads or tails of this stuff. But you know that's just the reality sometimes, right? And you get into doing this stuff, and then you're like, shit. Well, I don't really, you know, maybe I need to take a break, need to take a step back, whatever it is, right? So, I mean, we didn't accomplish a lot. We did a little bit of some buttons. We did the cart logic, which is nice, with the quantity changing and stuff like that. So that's good. Had a nice chat with Chad as always. I appreciate all you guys coming. So if you want to, follow my journey, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Cart logic was good. Yeah. I thought that was made the stream worth it, right? So if you want to, follow my journey, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. That'd be awesome. If you want to join the Discord, link is at the top of the description. Chat with my community of almost 140 members, or might even be at 140 now. And I will see you all Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. So thank you all for coming, and I will see you soon. See ya.